In a strongly worded rebuttal to Pakistan's posturing ahead of the NSA-level talks, Sushma Swaraj has set a midnight deadline for Islamabad. External Affairs Minister said during a press conference that Pakistan took 22 days to respond to India's call for NSA-level talks, and that if talks are to happen, Pakistan should not involve any third party. The ball is back in Pakistan's court, and the big question this evening: what response will we hear from Islamabad? Joining us on this special India Today broadcast is Sartaj Singh, spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party. With us also on this broadcast is RPN Singh, spokesperson for the Congress Party, former minister in the UPA government. With me in the studio is KC Singh, and my colleague Gaurav Sawant is tracking what's happening in Delhi and in Islamabad. KC Singh, I come to you first. If you were to look at what's happening in Islamabad, given the stakeholders, given what they bring to this meeting, what response are we likely to hear before midnight tonight from Islamabad?
It's difficult to guess, because they're obviously now the thing is not with the civilian government. It's between the Pakistani military and the government here. The civilian government in Pakistan is only a puppet which will enact whatever they're told to enact. So what are they setting forth to do? They're setting forth to bring focus back on Kashmir. They can do it both by staying away as well as coming here, because remember, he held forth a threat. He said, if I can't give this dossier now, then 1 month later I will not only give it to Mr. Doval if he's in New York, I'll also give it to the UN Secretary General, which suits them equally, because they are able to. They normally try internationalizing Kashmir around the time of the UN General Assembly meeting, because all the world leaders are there, the focus is on UNGA. So they may want to do that. So they are telling India, if you don't let us have a way now, or sort of, then we will go to New York and create a bigger fuss.
Siddharth Singh, what's the response the BJP is expecting from Pakistan? You've laid an ultimatum. I spoke to some people in Pakistan. The government doesn't seem happy with the fact that Sushma Swaraj says, Aaj ki raat, 12 baje tak, That's the kind of language they think is undiplomatic, not behoving a government, and they're very upset with the tonality of Sushma Swaraj's press conference. Well, what response are you expecting from Islamabad? Do you think Sartaj Aziz will land tomorrow?
Well, in my gut feel is he will be there. And certainly I will not subscribe to what Ambassador KC Singh is saying, and which definitely shows that the Pakistan is trying to put pressure on India. I think Pakistan in today's position has been cornered on the issue of terror. There is a mechanism which has been put in place which talks about how to operationalize the talks which needs to take in the form of composite dialogue. But for the talks to go ahead in composite dialogue form, you need to address the issue of terror. Terror has been brought into focus. The issue on Kashmir, on any other matter, will be covered when we talk about the composite dialogue. Okay. So the Pakistan doesn't know how to go about. Certainly they have a problem of the military establishment, but
listening to what you're saying, listening also to Sushma Swaraj say that we know that the government in Pakistan is weak. Listen to her say that we know that there are other people who are pulling the strings, and this is a role that's being played out. It would almost seem as if you're belittling the party that you wish to talk to. Is that the right way to approach a dialogue, Siddharth?
I was trying... Rahul, I was going to complete a point when you interjected. I was making a point. Everybody understands that the civilian government has lesser authority in Pakistan vis-a-vis with the military authorities there. But at the same time, internationally, they will not like to undermine the authority of what they claim to be a sovereign state and where there is a democracy. So, keeping that in mind, they will be coming.
Okay, I want to go across to RPN Singh. RPN, we've seen a lot of discord between the BJP and the Congress over every issue. Will we see some bipartisanship today? Does the Congress support the tough line that the BJP has taken on talks and terror? Or will you find fault with it? RPN.
Well, Rahul, there's one thing I'd like to say here. We've seen Pakistan changing its goalposts at the last moment many times over the last many years. But what I found very strange today and surprising, that India's foreign minister needs a television platform to reply and give a rebuttal to the NSA of Pakistan? Does the foreign minister really have to give a point-by-point rebuttal to the NSA? We have a high commissioner in Pakistan who they are official channels. We don't seem to be, as if we are trying to show the world as well as our nation that we are weak and we are actually absolutely doing nothing wrong. We have shown this repeatedly that India is not done anything wrong. It has nothing to hide. When the finance minister, when diplomacy is played out on television, and I think the NSA does not deserve a rebuttal from the foreign minister.
Is that something that you share? That's a charge that Pakistan also leveled, that this is more about gamesmanship, about trying to outdo one another through the media.
I don't think so.
Is that the right way to go? If Shekhar Gupta wrote an interesting piece for Daily or Siddha, just one at a time. I don't want both speaking at the same time. RPN, you've made a strong point. RPN, you've made a strong point. Siddharth, hear me out before you answer. The question is, should this happen in front of the cameras? If the two nations are serious to talk about terror, should they not be meeting away from the glare of the cameras in a third country possibly and trying to speak heart to heart instead of doing this more for the cameras?
No, not in a third country. Well, they are diplomatic channels. We can give the reply to the NSA director of Pakistan through a high commissioner.
Okay, Siddharth Nath Singh.
If RPN wants that I should scream over, Rahul, I can silence Congress spokesperson.
No, I'm quiet.
I have got a very loud voice. Okay. RPN, you must understand few things. Certainly the diplomacy has not been the part of the Congress, otherwise Sharm el-Sheikh wouldn't have happened. You should be grateful to the current government that we are undoing the mistake you had done of including the Baluchistan and saying talks and terror can go hand in hand. We are now focusing and bringing the terror back, that talks will happen, which means composite dialogue can happen provided we address the issue of terror, and therefore the talks are important. If this basic difference you and your spokesperson can understand, it will help the country a lot more better. But coming on the media glare, Rahul, there are ways of addressing issues. Sometimes it happens on a back channel. Sometimes it happens if the nations wish to talk together. In this case, it is not happening. At times, you need to use the media to convey messages, and that is the right, the way the India has thought, and certainly Pakistan also thought the same way to do it.
Mr. Casey, saying the right way to go, because this seems to be happening. It's a ping pong ball taking place in glare of the cameras.
Look, Rahul, I have the UFA statement here, and experts, when it was...
One second, Siddharth.
When experts first saw it, including myself, we said this is a loose statement, very general. And that's what is happening today, because both sides are taking from it whatever they want. Now, let me point out to you two problems with it. They come to terrorism para. There is a separate para on terrorism which says both leaders condemn terrorism and then cooperate with each other to eliminate this menace. Now, that is not linked to the para above, which Pakistan is taking. Now, if you said that they are prepared to discuss all outstanding issues, then it should have said to facilitate that. They both agreed that we'll cooperate in terrorism if you are sequencing it. The sequencing is not in the UFA statement. Then it goes on after the general para on terrorism. They also agreed. Then it says the NSAs will meet issues connected to terrorism. Again, it's very loose thing. Simply say on how to curb terrorism.
Is this Pakistan's Sharm el-Sheikh moment? Did India get the better of the drafting in UFA?
No, I think both are taking whatever India thinks that there is a sequencing. But that is not clear in the UFA statement.
I want to go across to Kaswar. He's our correspondent in Islamabad. He's keeping an eye on this big meeting where the stakeholders are discussing what to do next. What do you see happen? By when can we expect a response on Sushma Swaraj's ultimatum? And what do you think that response is likely to be, Kaswar?
A high-level meeting. A high-level meeting is going on in the power corridor of Islamabad. And according to my sources, Pakistan had decided not to go for the NSA talk. It's a breaking news. Pakistan has decided not to go for the NSA talks. According to sources, reliable official sources told India Today that Pakistan has decided not to go for the NSA talks.
So what's the basis of this decision? And I must just tell our viewers that this is what Kaswar is telling us on the basis of what his sources are saying. There isn't an official confirmation just yet, so we need to wait for an official confirmation. But Kaswar, what is the basis of you reaching this conclusion that it's highly unlikely that Sartaj Aziz will travel to India tomorrow?
Look, it's a preconditions. What the sources claim that the Pakistani side has condemned Indian side for the preconditions that Pakistani side will not discuss the Kashmir issue, and then the delegation will not meet the leaders as well. So this is the preconditions that we have seen that India has put forward to Pakistan. So Pakistani side is highly irritated, and a high-level meeting is going on inside.
That's very, very significant. A man on the ground in Islamabad reporting that his sources are telling us that Sartaj Aziz is not likely to come to India. Is this the best case scenario for India, or is this an opportunity lost, given that we've got a Dawood Ibrahim dossier that we could have shared with them? We have Naved's confessions that we could have shared with Pakistan. We'll ask this question to our panel when we come back on the other side. If Sartaj Aziz doesn't come, is that good for India or not?